Fellow vapors, welcome to another video. Last night on the show, I did a segment on the 306 Atomizer and how I use it to test e-liquid. Biggest question that I have, new vapors coming in, of course, is e-liquid, but taste is very subjective and everyone's taste is different. That's one of the reasons why I don't do juice reviews. However, I always suggest that you order the minimum size bottles that you can get from a vendor, 3, 5 mil, or even 10 mil in some cases, and test out the e-liquid, especially if you're looking to find that all-day vape. One of the easiest ways to do that is to use the 306 Atomizer, an atomizer that might intimidate some of the new vapors, or even vapors that have been vaping for a while, but have started off with clear misers or Carter tanks. The 306 Atomizer comes in a couple configurations. Here's one. They all have a 510 threading, so they will fit all your 510 devices. This one in particular has a bridge and some mesh on top. These were designed to have a little tank system on top that continuously feeds e-liquid, so it'll keep on going while you're vaping. I prefer to use the 306 bridgeless, which has, of course, the coil exposed there on top. If I hit the button, you'll see basically how this works. Alright, so why are these good to test out e-liquid? Well, the cup is very, very small. It doesn't hold a lot of e-liquid. You can go from flavor to flavor without having to take it apart like a 510 and clean it out and make sure you get all that e-liquid from inside. I'll give you an example. This is what the 306 Atomizer comes like. This is actually a drip tip. However, I prefer to get another 306 drip tip to use because this one, you actually have to remove it from the atomizer, put your juice inside, and then put it back on top, and it's not very mouth friendly. So the 306 Atomizer drip tips that I use come like these. These are a few bucks. You can pick it up wherever you buy your atomizer, and it simply slides on top of the 306. You press it down and you're done. Now I can get some e-liquid and put 2 or 3 drops. These will only hold 2 or 3 drops. If you're going to put any more, it's going to leak on the bottom. And I have it just on a simple Ego Twist battery. And let's take a vape. You're only going to be able to get about 4 or 5 good puffs out of this before it starts drying up and you have to refill it. Okay, I tested that out. Now I want to go to my next juice. All I have to do is unscrew the entire atomizer with the drip tip on it, set it on a towel, and then just blow through the drip tip. Any remaining e-liquid that you had in there is going to come out in the towel. Now I can put it back onto my battery and choose a different e-liquid. And I'm ready to vape again. No flavor from the previous e-liquid that I had in there. I can keep going if I have 5 or 6 bottles that I got from a vendor. Keep going and testing them out and see which one I like before committing it to a tank. Now the 306 Atomizer comes in a wide variety of resistances, just like any other atomizer. If you have small Ego batteries, I suggest a 1.5 ohm low res. They work really well. Let's say you get a 306 atomizer and you start using it and you enjoy it like I do. I'm a dripper and I use 306 atomizers all the time. I suggest that you use a drip shield with them. That way you can over drip a little bit and not have that fear of the juice coming out. You're going to need a few things. If you're going to use it on an Ego battery, all you have to do is get an XL 306 drip tip. This is the regular one that I showed you earlier. This is just a 306 drip tip that is longer. We're going to put it on our Ego battery. And then we're going to get our drip shield and just slide it above the drip tip all the way down to cover that Ego neck. And basically what you're doing is you're sealing in that connection between the 306 atomizer and the battery where it would actually leak if you dripped too much. Then you can drip a little bit more, 4 or 5 drips, and begin to vape.
if you want to use it on a bigger battery device. Here's an 18650 mod. You're going to need one more accessory, and that is a 510 to 510 adapter. I suggest a sealed one. Put that onto your device. And then let's take the 306 atomizer off of here. We're just basically going to unscrew it from the Ego battery and make that connection with the adapter. Screw it onto the adapter and then drop your drip shield down. Again, what we want to do is seal that connection. Any extra e-liquid will be collected inside the drip shield body, and then you can just do a couple of dry pulls before you vape to make sure you get all that e-liquid shot back up to the cup. So there you have it. The 306 atomizer is great. $5-6. Pick up a couple, have them into your vaping arsenal. Whenever you get new e-liquid inside, or when you're testing out e-liquid, use the 306 atomizer before committing it into any other tank system. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, drop me a line. VapingGreek@vapeteam.com. You can follow me on Facebook, G+, and Twitter, all.com/VapingGreek, or catch me live every Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, vapeteam.com. Thank you for watching.